Dr. Austin Wenzel joins us now to give us his perspective on this special intervention fund on paid salaries and where our economy is at the moment. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
I'm just wondering, is this a structural problem or it's just a management one? This one that, where we find ourselves having to give special intervention funds to states to pay salaries?
I think it's both, in the sense that the states themselves, they have kind of thrown thinking, they're not thinking enough. And without deep thinking on, I keep saying this, the states should stop running to Abuja to collect money.
They can't forfeit it, can't.
No, you see, because one is that there's a study done. I keep saying this, and I will not rest until I see that happen. In every state, God has endowed, some resources which you can use. A factor endowment-based development strategy. That's what we need. The state should stop going to Abuja to collect money and just to take care of themselves, pay salaries and all that. Okay, now money has been given. The money will finish. How are they going to get the next money? That's the point. When are they going to what investment are they going to make? To make sure that they don't run to Abuja, they don't get bailed out, again and again and again. This is a situation we had in the middle 80s, between 84, 85, 86. And then we find that the CBN had to also say, okay, these items are banned because of all these things. So we find that the state themselves have to think of how to generate money. There are things they can build a cluster of industries around. A study has been done in every local government. I keep saying this.
Across the country?
Across the country. 2 items at the minimum. You can build and develop every community in Nigeria.
Now, we have been told that sometimes the laws do not allow the sourcing of these materials, especially if they are
that's where the
below the ground.
Exactly, that's where because the structural problem that we have, because one is that the federal government owns everything, and the states are not even entitled, even the taxes that they collect. It's only the VAT and all that.
So are they justified to say, well, since you're federal government, you own anything, you won't let us develop our resources, bail us out then and keep bailing us out?
No, because that is the major issue that we need, the structural issue that we have to address.
They're not allowed to touch the VAT as well.
Yeah, that's the point. So the states should be allowed. Before now, in the 60s, we had a structure that allowed the states to spread themselves, to compete, to do all kinds of things, and then pay, to the federal, And then suddenly the military came, and then this up and down unitary system came in, and they said, okay, we own everything. And then we have the same template, even in the political era, the dispensation.
Now you're saying practically we still run a unitary system?
Of course. Everybody runs to Abuja. The only difference is that the man in Abuja is no longer wearing a uniform. But the system is still the same, basically. So the states don't have rights. So the thing is that we need to restructure.
So you think that in spite of this states not having rights, that states could still have done something in terms of being productive?
Of course.
Like what?
One is that to look within your environment, and this is the greatest opportunity we have to do that. That states should look at themselves and say, look, we've come this far. We have this 1-point-something billion to invest and all that. Whichever money comes to us, how do we use it? Fold our sleeves, put our thinking caps, and say, okay, what do we do? Simple. Create an enabling environment for businesses to come in. You have this, you have some tax holiday for so many.
Let's quickly look at some of the requests. Yes. Sorry to butt in there. Looking at what we have on the screen now, some of the requests by governors, you're saying refund on jobs done by states, extension of terminal loan payment period. This was from Governor Abdul Aziz Yari, the Governors Forum Chairman, telling the government what they want. They're also looking at the LNG tax payments to be made to the Federation account rather than the federal government.
Yeah, okay. Now, they had a project they did on behalf of the federal government. Simple. They have a right for that, and that's why sometimes roads that They say, okay, sorry, there was a time we used to see that, sorry, this is a federal road, you know. And, you know, so, but the states will go ahead so that economic activities are not hampered in those states. They go ahead to do it. Now, do you know that if federal government can pay domestic loans, that it will catalyze the economy? It will do a whole lot to the economy.
So can we then say that
yes.
this is really a bailout?
Yeah, it's a, you know, it's a temporary intervention, at least for them to, because when consumption is affected, and I have people who do businesses, you know, they are all groaning because civil servants who used to buy things don't have money. You know, this friend of mine goes to market, buys stuff, and the civil servants are supposed to buy, they don't have money. The goods are there, no money in her pocket, no money in the, you know, in the system. So the whole economy is affected. So that's what this intervention has done. So
the reason I ask this
yes.
is this because if we're seeing what the chairman of the governors forum is asking for on behalf of the governors, give us the monies that we've used to do works for you, let the NLNG money be paid into the federation account, and we understand that that's where the money for the so-called bailouts came from. Can we really still say that it's a bailout? I'm looking at the response of the governor of Ekiti State, who said that I did not get a bailout. I got what was due to me.
Yes, some states, yeah, will get what is due to them. But some states will get more than that. If they get more than what they're asking for, what is due them, then it's a bailout. So, but some of these governors will get. And don't forget, if you check the history of some of these states that are owing, when did they come in? Are they new governors? And then is this something they inherited? Are they sitting governors that are coming back for the second term?
Combination.
You know, it's a combination of the two. Okay, what happened? 10 months and all that. Election, we just came out of election. It's clearly that some of this money must have been spent.
You know what I'm thinking? We spoke to you during the elections, and we're also talking about the need for a debate, having people to come before the electorates and speak on plans and actions for the electorates. It would seem as if we haven't actually taken that seriously as a people. Now we are in dire straits in some states. The time or the chance opportunity that we missed out on questioning these people, I think no one ever felt that it was truly important. It goes back to being ingenious in your state. Are we saying that most of these states don't have resources away from the hindrance of the laws that can power them to where they were supposed to, you know,
no, they have. They have. They have resources. There's no state that does not have one or two resources they can, you know, really develop, so they can sustain them. Now, talking about debate, yes, it's good to debate, but don't forget that the kind of democracy we pretend to practice requires some kind of sophistication, some kind of education, and all that. In my state, for instance, during the elections, we had a debate. You know, about out of five governorship candidates, about 3 of us showed up for the debate. 2 other people didn't show up. You know, and I don't know for what reason. But you find that we debated, you know, and we made our own plans and told the people what we wanted to do. But again, are the people literate enough to really understand? And don't forget the categories of people that vote. The old women and men that at the evening of their lives, they have nothing at stake. They're the majority. The young people that have no direction, you know, next. Then the elite that's supposed to understand. You guys are watching TV and you know, you don't vote and all that, the elite. So who is going to change that? And in every nation, in every society, it's always the elite that set the direction that the country goes, that the economy goes.
Yeah, but it's not by their votes, is it?
They have to determine who, yes, by their votes. And you find that these people, you'll be wondering, are they not seeing things, they'll be supporting things that will, will not make sense? Candidates that will not make sense to the people. And these are the people that they are, trying to support, and they won't even know understand what is going on.